Good gray morning to you today. It's the end of January, but why you tuned into this video is because I've just paid $3,000 to a lawyer for a retainer fee without using my line of credit and without using a credit card. I paid in cash. It was an e-transfer, which in Canada basically means the money went from my bank account to the lawyer's bank account. So I'm just going to go over in this video, one, how I saved money for this fee, and two, why I needed it, and three, what I'm going to do to replenish the money. All right, so how I saved for it. Well, let me just take you back to October 2022 when my husband and I separated. So we've been separated for a long time. Like, I consider myself a single mom. It's been well over a year. We were common law, so like you don't have to go through a divorce or anything like that. We've been separated, like I said, well over a year. I am single for all intents and purposes. However, when we separated, we didn't really have any assets or anything. I barely had any money. He was the income provider. I was a stay-at-home mom, essentially. I had this part-time business, but it doesn't bring in a ton of money, as you know, in the name, it's part-time. So I had nothing, essentially. So when we separated, I started a savings account. And what did I do? I've made a video on this. I paid myself first. So I paid myself 10% of my income. I put into an emergency fund because, like I said, I didn't have one. Like, I had basically no cash to my name, nothing. So I prioritized savings for 2022 to 2023. I definitely did because I said, didn't have any. So I wanted some savings. And I put 10% away of my income each month. I had it automatically withdrawn from my account, put into savings. I didn't touch it. I watched it grow, which is kind of nice. Because every single month I put money in. It didn't earn a ton of interest because it was still with my bank, but it was a high interest savings account, which again, like, it's still not very high. But every month I put money in and I didn't use it. One of the main reasons why I wanted to establish this emergency fund, besides the fact that I didn't have any cash to my name, was that I drive an old vehicle that will need to be replaced. Knock on wood, I'm gonna knock on this tree here. It's still going, but I know that it will not be going forever. So I wanted to have cash on hand to purchase a new vehicle because there's no way that I'm not gonna get a car loan. No, there's no way. So whatever cash I have is what I will pay for a new vehicle when the time comes. Hopefully, which realistically will probably be in the next year, most likely sooner. But until then, I wanted to have cash growing so that I could pay for a new vehicle. So how this $3,000 retainer fee? Like, I did not want to do this. I'll just say that at the get-go. I tried my hardest to avoid bringing lawyers into our separation because it wasn't very complicated. We didn't have assets to split. I was the primary caregiver. He worked, so it's not even in his, it wasn't feasible for us to split custody even evenly. And he worked at the province for a lot of the time. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. Bottom line is, we still, to this day, have a number of disagreements, issues that we don't see eye to eye on. And honestly, I am unwilling to keep going on like that. I want to get our things resolved and just go from there. I'm tired of living in limbo, and anyways, I could go on and on about our separation, but I won't. So anyways, we couldn't see eye to eye on issues, so we had to get lawyers involved. There was no way we were going to come to a conclusion ourselves on anything, any of our issues. Just wasn't going to happen. So now, as of yesterday, so this just happened yesterday, I paid $3,000 to my lawyer for her retainer so she could hopefully get this resolved so I can move on with my life and get everything straightened out. So I had that money in my emergency fund. Mind you, it's for a vehicle, but even taking out the $3,000, I still have $4,000 in that account. So I'm looking to spend probably around $5,000 for a vehicle, and so I still have money in that account despite having taken out $3,000. Now, like as I said, I did not want to pay that $3,000. It's kind of gut wrenching that I had to, and did not want to use that money for a lawyer. I'll tell you that much. But here we are. But so where was I going with this? Let me take a second to think. So I was very happy, despite having to give my money to a lawyer, but I was very happy to have that money available to give so that I don't have to put it on a credit card. So I'm not accruing interest. She's paid straight out and I don't have to worry about it. It's done. I had the money available and I paid her. And I do feel good that I was able to do that. Here's the thing, I am a single mom. I'm living off of government checks and my income, which isn't that much for dog walking right now because I'm also going to school. And I was still able to save 10% of my income every single month. Why? Because I paid myself first. I didn't wait till the end of the month when there's nothing left in the bank account to then put it into savings, because there's never anything there. Trust me, I did that for, how many years was I? Like 18 years, and it never worked. Never worked consistently unless you pay yourself first. There's never money left over at the end of the month if you wait till the end of the month to put anything into savings. It won't be there. If you put your money away first, you learn to live off of what is left. You just do. Because you know what is awesome about paying yourself first is that you can see that account grow and grow and grow and grow. And you're like, yes, I'm actually doing something. So it feels good. It feels so good to see that savings account grow that you don't care that you, I don't know, couldn't buy the name brand, whatever. Like it doesn't make that big of an impact on your quality of life when you put 10% away. And if you think, I can't put 10% away, do 5, do 1, start somewhere. Start with a percentage that you think you can handle and just gradually increase it. And you'll find that you can live off of less. If I didn't pay myself first, I would be putting all these expenses that I have, these unexpected expenses, on a credit card and be drowning even more in debt than I already am. You've seen that I've made a plan this year to pay off my credit card. And I'm putting some of my money that is earmarked for savings onto that credit card, but not my emergency fund. I'm funding my emergency fund, and now that it's depleted, how am I going to be replacing it? I'm going to keep money going into it every single month. I'm not going to stop putting money into it. Because like I said, I know I'm going to have a vehicle expense coming up, and I still want money to have for unexpected expenses that pop up. So for now, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to keep putting 10% of my income into my emergency fund until, I don't know when. I honestly don't have a figure in mind as to when I will stop, because I know, like I said, I have a large expense coming up. I'm going to need a vehicle sooner than later. So I'm just going to keep funding it and keep living off of less. Yeah, it might not be fun at first to live off less. Like, oh well, what is worse, living off of less or drowning in debt? Like, I choose living off of less 10 out of 10 times. Debt does nothing except for make banks rich, make your lenders rich, and it hurts you more than anything else. That's how I feel about debt. And that's just how it is. So that's how I saved $3,000, or I saved more than that. I saved almost $7,000 over the last year and a bit, and was able to have money for this $3,000 lawyer fee, which, like I said, I really didn't want to pay. Was trying to avoid at all costs because I don't like giving my money away. But if a resolution is had out of this separation that I'm in, then it will be well worth the money spent. Let me tell you. Trying to deal with people or someone that doesn't see eye to eye, or we just don't click, is frustrating to say the least. So just pay yourself first. Bottom line, pay yourself first out of your check every week or every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it may be. Pay yourself before your money runs out at the end of the month. So there you go. That's my story of how I paid $3,000 using cash and not going into debt to try to pay a lawyer fee. So yeah, just pay yourself first. Please do it. All right, that's it for me today. If you got anything out of this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.